Hey, on today's Ambition Garage, I finally get to that interior that I told you guys I was going to get to. And I get a couple new parts that I much needed. It's going to be a good day. Well, what's going on, everybody? I think today is going to be about as good a day as any. It is gorgeous outside. This is one of those parts of years when Alabama kind of is in between winter and summer, and it feels absolutely perfect out. Perfect day to own a convertible. So I'm actually going to use this thing to run some errands. I've got to get some stuff for the car to do today's video and try and get a couple of things that'll help me down the road in a week or two. But today's video, we're going to do some interior stuff. I kind of teased it back before, but I've got I went ahead and ordered a steering wheel. So I actually already have the steering wheel and the quick release are set up, and I went ahead and threw my shift knob on. Obviously you can see, like I was saying, I'm kind of going for like a black and white, kind of more traditional, just a black and white look, not anything too crazy. The quick release has like a little gold on it. That's fine. It kind of matches with the wheels and what the car looks like now. It's not going to look like this for too long, I hope. I have a couple ideas as far as maybe cleaning up possibly one or two spots on the car. Most notably that and that front fender. And I may be planning on trying to throw some paint down if this weather persists in this direction. It'd be perfect to throw some paint at this car. And it wouldn't be very expensive, so that'd be something that'd be fun to do. So anyway, I'm gonna run into town, grab a couple of things, and then when I come back, I'll probably just get you guys set up in the basement, kind of hang out. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna hang out down there or out here, depending on the weather. But yeah, I'm gonna do some running around, and let's get to building some stuff. Stop listening to me talk all the time. All right, well, my trip into town took a little bit longer than I thought, but for two very good reasons. Shut up, I'm trying to film! Good Lord, Wilbur. So, went into town. Lord, please give me the strength. Went into town, and I got a HUD. So, I also got a top. I don't have the latches, so I can't latch it yet. That was really kind of a bummer. I didn't even realize that until I got home, or else I probably would have said something. There's a guy local to me that has a bunch of Miata parts and stuff. So, and it's not perfect, but for what I paid for it and what people are asking for these soft tops. When did tops on Miatas get so crazy? When I bought this car, I know this was a while ago, and I'm sorry I'm ranting a bit, but when I bought this thing, a buddy of mine who used to run Alabama Speed Club, he bought an entire running 1.6 Miata with a hardtop for $500. It was a factory Mazda hardtop. So essentially, he bought a hardtop and got a free Miata that ran and drove. That's a legit thing. Now, a factory OEM hardtop, I mean, people are selling them for $1,500, $2,000, up to God knows what else. But these soft tops, everybody's been asking me for like $250, and they're like torn back windows and everything. And holes, like just the frames, people still want $150, $200. So this guy was and same thing with the hoods, because they're aluminum. A lot of people are asking for pretty crazy money. Again, everybody who responded to me was like $250 and up. It's like, for a factory hood, bro, the aftermarket ones are like $5. So I ended up getting this top. I didn't film this, but I did some handiwork. That was all torn. Really, really common thing on these. But the top, surprisingly, is in good shape. I mean, there's no real holes up here. Like I said, the window's rough, but it will keep wind off my back and heat in the cabin. I mean, look, it's normally these are all torn in through here. And to just have kind of a blown out back window is kind of unheard of on these, for me anyway, in my experience. So I got to get some latches. Anybody watching this, if you've got Miata and you've got some latches for a soft top that a guy could work out a deal with you, please let me know. I would love to pick those up. But it took me longer. I had to go get some other stuff that I will start filming next week's video. This week's video is the interior stuff. Next week, I'm going to get back to doing some fab stuff. So I think today I'm going to go ahead and start messing with these door panels. I've got to fix a couple of pieces, but let me get you guys set up and get myself set up, and we'll go into the garage and enjoy this beautiful day and get some Miata stuff done. All right, so I've got my interior pieces. These, as I mentioned before, these are ones that are going to get painted. I've got some Duplicolor vinyl and fabric spray, and I actually took these and cleaned them with some soap and water and scuffed them with a Scotch-Brite. Hopefully that's going to be just fine. My biggest concern really is the tops of those right here where my arms and stuff are going to go. I'm just hoping that the paint won't rub off too bad. If it does, it does. I can always try and find some black ones later. But it should look good for a little while. And for the tops of these door panels, so this is the passenger side. And on the Miatas, you can see, they use these little Phillips head screws, and they are super tiny and they break a lot. So on this one, you can see that cardboard is broken out of there, and it's still underneath these pieces, and I have that in 3 different spots. This side here, that's kind of broken and a screw won't hold, but I have the screw and the piece on the bottom side here, and then that one is actually still holding in. I'm sorry, there we go. That one is still in the door panel. So I've got some super glue and some washers. So this is kind of the way that I fix these. And I'll do this kind of to show you guys. I just take that cardboard that's still screwed into that top piece, and I'll take the cardboard and kind of glue it back in place and let it kind of set up for a few minutes. And then I'll come back with those washers and glue the washers over the top. And it just ties everything back together and gives it a little bit of structural integrity. The reality is these hold on pretty well anyway. They've all got clips on the door panel to hold it in. And then that's where the armrest bolts in. That's the top bolt and that's the bottom 2 bolts. And then that lays over the door panel. So the reality is if I had to, I could just lay the bottom side of the door panel in and then put the top over it, and you wouldn't really be able to tell. It may rattle around and make some noise, but I've had pretty good luck with fixing them the way that I'm going to do this one. So let me get kind of going. Here's the material, as I've showed you guys before. This is what's going on the bottom of the door card. And then that's what's going on the top. So super like velvety leather look, but a very velvety kind of texture. And I really, really like that. And then again, the black and white, it just will go with anything because that car is not going to stay that color for very long. Especially now that I have the hood and everything. I'm going to do, tomorrow I'll start working on next week's video. And I got some fab stuff to do. And then I'm going to most likely, throughout the course of the week, start tearing the vinyl off of the car, which I've been putting off forever, but it's time. It's time to get that vinyl off of there and just trying to get some of the dents and little dings out of it. I'm not going to do a lot of body work. It is still a drift car, and the way I'm going to paint it is very cost effective, but also going to look really good. So anyway, let's just transition. I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place today because I've got so much going on. So I'm going to get set up get you guys set up, and I'll probably do some time lapse stuff here, and we'll get some of this interior stuff bolted in. All right, yay! All right, so I got these two pieces wrapped. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. This piece, thank God this kind of tucks into the door panel. I could not get this thing to get that crease down no matter how much I glued and pressed. That kind of goes into the door pocket, so I'm not too concerned. You won't really see it with the door closed. You will with it open, but I mean, guy, I don't know. I'm not an interior guy. I've done this once before. And those pieces there were actually black, and the door cards were all black, and I just covered it in like a similar material to that as far as like the type of material, but it was like a red bandana because the carbons inside was red. I've never actually covered those pieces. There's a lot of different shapes and contours and stuff like that, so it came up. For me, I think it's going to look fine. And I think when people see it, they're going to be like, oh, that's nice, you know, hopefully. I don't know. If not, where I sit, it's going to feel and look awesome. So I'm going to get you guys set back up to do a time lapse. And then I got my washers are glued on. The cardboard didn't really want to stay. I'm trying to glue that on. Wasn't real happy about it. So I've got this. These ones came apart just fine. So I don't have to do anything there, which is generally the case. The passenger side always is the one that doesn't seem to come off as much as the driver's side, or doesn't get leaned on, worked on, whatever, you know. So I've got to cut the material for that, so I'll probably set you guys back up. I think what I'm gonna do is paint these interior pieces as well, and then flip the sheet because I've got glue all over the top side of it now. So I'm going to paint these interior pieces on the top side where there's glue already, and then kind of shuffle those out of my way when they set up. And while those are setting up, I'll start cutting the material and getting the other stuff ready. And then I'll take those, move them, flip the sheet over, and we'll start gluing the door panels together, and then put everything together, get it in the car. Time lapse! All right, so I got these sprayed. Actually, these handle pieces I had to kind of roll over because I couldn't get all the way on the like top side of them and in that little pocket, the little handle where you pull it from, or the back side of there, without lifting them up. These pieces, these back pieces that go where kind of the hard top drops in, those came out really great. These look really good, so I'm gonna go ahead and wait for this stuff to dry, so I can flip that sheet over, and then we'll go ahead and start on the door cards. And this is gonna go quickly. I'll probably still do like a time lapse of this, and then most likely I'll end up kind of buttoning them together in that time lapse and getting everything bolted as one piece. Well, two pieces, driver and passenger, and then I'll probably stop the time lapse, rally up all the bolts and everything that I know I'm going to need, and get the car backed into here. And I'll end up doing like the passenger side, and we'll button up the driver side together. I really do wish that I had a window regulator to go in that driver's side first, so I can put the window and the window regulator and all that in and be able to roll the windows up, and actually have a top and windows and all that, but just not meant to be. The guy who I went to today did not have any power regulators, and I don't know if you can swap the motors onto a manual regulator, but I don't know how to do it, and they use cables, and it's an absolute cluster. So I would rather just order one that has everything together off of eBay, or try and find somebody parting one out. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll let this set up for a minute, let this dry, and then I'll come back and just run a time lapse for you guys of me doing these door panels. So rolling right along. All right, well, this is what the doors look like. I think it looks really cool. I think it'll fit kind of what I'm going for here. I said it's like a splatter paint or whatever. And the handles, I'm trying to just set this up here. The handles kind of go on there. I think it'll make a cool look. I just realized this opening here that's missing stuff. There's supposed to be like a plastic speaker grill cover, and the 91 Miata that I took these door panels and everything off of had like God, I don't even know how to explain it, but it had like its own like wood made like baffle, and it had a speaker and a tweeter and everything in it. They had got an aftermarket set of components. They were actually really nice. They were Alpine Type R components that I put in my Crown Vic Attempted Murder, and ended up selling them with the car because it was more a pain in the butt to take them out than it was worth. And I cut holes in the door panel to fit the tweeters. So anyway, I don't have those speaker grill covers, which for now it'll be fine. They just snap in place, so I can just order some. If I can't find some locally, I'll have to go to eBay and order them. So I've got the doors ready to go back in the car. I got, as you saw, the plastic pieces are all painted and they're good to go back in the car. I am going to go ahead and cut 2 more floor mats out of this. So I'm going to get you guys set up for like a time lapse. I'll cut that. We'll get the car rolled back in, and I'll start buttoning door panels on and kind of finishing up this video. But this was something I've been wanting to do since I started messing with the car, because I sit where I've always said this to people. I sit in the car. I don't see what it looks like outside. I don't see the dents or graphics or the paint on the wheels. It looks cool in pictures for like drifting and everything. And I think the car looks cool anyway driving down the road. And that's great for everybody else. But where I sit is what matters most to me when I'm driving the car. And I'm very big on like just being like comfortable, but also kind of, I want it to be rad in there. I love the gauge setup that I had, and like when I used to have it set up before the car, to racing seat and harnesses, and eventually I'll go to those things. But for now, like, this will make me be so much more comfortable in the car. So yeah. Well, all in all, I think today was a very, for me, seems like a successful day. Um, I've been meaning to get this interior done for a little while, and just make the inside of this car like a little bit nicer place to live. And I also wanted to make it not look as crazy without the hood, so it was nice to get the hood today and getting the top. I did get a message back from a buddy of mine, and he's got some latches. I will go get those tomorrow morning and throw some latches on. So I'll essentially have a complete interior, short of obviously getting those speaker grills and getting the window regulator for the driver's side and throwing the glass in. But I have the glass, I just need the regulator. So, a couple small things to button up, but man, it's just, it seems like such a nicer place to be. I really like the design on the door cards, and it fits well with the car now as it sits, and what I have in my mind, what I have planned for the paint and body on this car. I think it's going to look really good. I think it's going to be exactly what I'm looking for, exactly what I'm going for. I think it's going to tie in nice. So, yeah. Oh, I need a stereo too. The stereo's terrible, and I hate the big giant hole, so I got to get a double din. But, yeah, good day. I got me a couple Rocky Mountain Wobble Waters in the fridge, so I'm going to have a couple of those, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. If you feel the need, man, like, subscribe, whatever. If you don't. We're just having fun. So, appreciate you guys watching. Have a great weekend.